Well, welcome to Tears of the Enemy. You'll see by the end of the clip what that means. I'm going to start us off by looking at my teammate, Saltymanatee. We'll just call him Salty for now. He is driving the Thunderer and bringing about pain from a battleship. We also have another teammate in here, Ragtagish, and he unfortunately doesn't get to be part of this battle for very long, and I'll explain that later. I am busy in my monitor, and I am trying to get into a position to start capping the middle circle while not being detected. Me and a smile, and we become friends. Now, Salty's had a bit of a okay start. He's gotten in a few hits. Now, he does take a little bit of a risk here. He wasn't overly detected. There's no enemies really targeting him. The Massachusetts was probably the biggest threat he had doing this turn. He tries to keep his Thunder at distance because it just doesn't have the armor to do a slugfest against other battleships. As you can see, that's the kind of armor it's got. Now, this poor Jean Bart, he's not going to have a very fun game. The good thing about Thunder is he can do the heal, super heal. And there's our teammate Ragtag. He was trying to get up to the island and to be a threat for anyone trying to come around the corner. And unfortunately, it doesn't go out very well for him. The other Jean Bart here, where he's not going to have too much fun, is because Salty has decided to, well, burn him down. And that's how it's going to go for him. The one thing that the Thunder has is a very high chance of setting fires. And no, he doesn't get it that one. Here's the next one. Overall, the match was fairly decent start. I think you just saw the Cleveland get smacked there. And I believe that incoming shell, no, it didn't quite do him in. There goes Ragtag, he's done. And Jean Bart is on fire again. Overall, it's not bad. I've managed to cap the middle circle. We're now down 2 ships to the north with nothing to show for it. Another fire on the Jean Bart. And that's going to be the story of his life. And as you can see, Salty's just been moving away from targets, not closer. He has very good range and big guns to back up the range. So even at distance, he gets good pen. And since he's firing HE, it really doesn't matter. And another fire. At this point, I am starting to come up to try and assist dealing with what's happening in the north. As you can see, we've now lost a 3rd ship that was down in the south group. It's not terrible, it's not great. As you can see, mod that I run up top tells me how much life is in each ship. And you can see there's a couple there that are red on the enemy team, so to me that's 2 ships almost dead. Yeah, we've got one that's almost dead too. And I'm starting to chip in, and Salty gets another fire on the Jean Bart. I did tell you he wasn't going to have a very good match, right? It was kind of mean, he felt kind of bad about it, but it is what was necessary. Now these 2 guys clump up together, And all I'm doing is I'm just trying to shoot. I'm actually hitting the one ship nobody can see because he's between the Massachusetts and me, my shells. And, well, we still haven't killed anything yet. And another fire. And that's what's going to kill our first kill. So we're finally on the scoreboard. The Vlad will get away, and so will the Baltimore. Amazingly enough, he doesn't get Wizard. He does he gets a Confederate and high caliber, but he just doesn't, not enough to do Wizard. Hey, that's Jean Bart. He finally got going. He finally was trying to get into the game. And we lost another ship. There goes our North Carolina. And just for fun, 2 more fires. And that was the end of his game. So 10 minutes of running from fires and trying not to die just to, well, eventually get killed. Now, one of the biggest threats to me is that silly Talon that's out there. And Salty's going to actually deal with them. Oh yeah, there goes another ship. So we're down 6 ships, they're down 2. The Hindenburg on our team actually makes a comment about nice fold, guys. I don't think he expected this game to go the way it does. I'm not complaining. Things worked out in our favor, but it was definitely worked for. And there's that wonderful Talon. Our CV definitely did try to do his best. The enemy midway has now taken down Hindenburg. We're now 7 ships down, 3 ships down. It's not looking so good for Team Green. Those are my shells coming from afar. Because to me that was the biggest danger I had, other than the Des Moines and Baltimore, which also are radar ships. But 12 kilometers is a lot harder to deal with than most people realize. It's that little bit extra room and space, and they're that much harder to reach. Now, I was busy trying not to die, and that's the only reason the shell fire stopped against the Talon. And Salty will take his last kill. And unfortunately, this is probably the downfall for what's going to make it so he doesn't survive. It's the only thing I can say that the mistake was made. Now, you're trying to survive, you're trying to live, and suddenly you've got fires and floods, and you react. The planes are still in the air. The planes are going to come back. And luckily, he doesn't actually take a flood here, but he takes a fire.
The ship is on fire.
Now, our Vlad killed his first kill, and made it easier for Salty to move on from there. But eventually it is going to put him under. So now I've rewound a little bit, so you can see what I was up to. At this point, I've only just done under 30,000. Not much to show for it. And this is where I was coming in to try and help out what was going on. And this was my mistake. I hadn't done this, I would have lived for, well, I probably would have survived the match. But you do the best you can at the time, and you can look back and go, oh, shouldn't have done that. Because this just about cost me. Good thing the Minotaur has a super heal. It's still,
Smoke generator started.
that was my mistake. That was a big mistake by my part.
Problem solved, sir.
So yeah, technically I was aiming at the mass, but the Volan was in the way, and that's what I was hitting. I'm trying to figure out what the Baltimore is doing, because I'm trying to figure out if he's going to come out or not. Salty and I didn't communicate that part. We were both busy just trying to coordinate other issues and what was going on. And that
Smoke screen set.
coming up is Salty's first kill. I no longer cared because the shells were in the air and he was going to die either way. And we couldn't see the Vlad, and that wasn't going to change, so I went to the target that I could see. And this gives you an idea of how much of a lead out is going on. This is one step zoomed out and still max ranged. And we almost get him down. Salty didn't get a chance to shoot at him. He was busy with another target. Because the Jean Bart had come up and he was trying to get that ship down. I'm going to make a little comment about the replays. There's been other YouTubers who've been doing replays, especially Jingles, and making comments about zooming in by scroll wheel. I don't normally do it, but it looks like that's what I'm doing, but it's not what I'm doing. So there's obviously a glitch with the replay system. The only reason I fired the torps was just in case the Baltimore decided that coming around the corner of that island would be a wonderful idea. He was smart. He didn't want to try and take on Salty and his Thunderer from hell. And so those torps are going to do nothing. Because I can see the LR. The LR is switched over. And so I'm like, nope, those are going to do nothing. The capping of the center point wound up being very beneficial to our team. That made a huge difference in the points and really made the difference for the end game. I'm not always about pushing for the caps right away. I will sometimes let the enemy play that hand so I can determine where they are and what I need to do in my ship. I had a target. Target went by. Okay. So there's a town that I'm trying to get one more time. And Salty I already know is targeting him as well. And from the earlier clip you already know what's going to happen. What you didn't see was what I was trying to deal with. I'm trying to figure out what that Hindenburg is doing.
Generator started.
And then suddenly I'm getting slammed by other shells coming in. And I'm doing a hard left turn, trying not to die before I continue my rain of shell fire on the enemy cruiser over there. And what I'm doing is I'm right clicking, and there was Salty's third kill. I'm right clicking to zoom out, that way I can keep the aiming on the target and keep shooting.
Smoke screen set.
Taking on a Montana is a little scary because even blind fire he can end me. So now I'm down pretty low health. I've seen the carrier, but there's not much I can do about it because my immediate threat is Mr. Montana. Now I'm not going to be able to kill that carrier anyways. I'm probably just going to bounce off the deck. And that's when I see the Massachusetts and I'm like, oh wait, he's the better target. I can maybe get him out of the game. Taking guns out of the game means the chances of your team living is that much higher. I've also been radared, you saw, so I gunned it up. Then I realized it turned off, but I realized a little bit too late. So now I'm out in the open. And yeah, I miss. It's like, really? At this point I have to weigh my options of putting it out, healing, or not. So I get that last kill in, I hit my heal, because I know what my heal can do. And Montana has put me on very, very dangerously low health. And now they're capping. However, now it's only 5 versus 6. Not so bad. Considering we were down 7-3. The Baltimore Hydra me, so I was like, well, I can return the favor. No problem. I get bounces, he doesn't. I typically aim for superstructure hits because my shells will bounce off bow plating, deck plating, but superstructure not so much. With the amount of shells I had in the air, I already knew the Yoshino was done. And I'm going, what's next? Our CV had reset the cap, so stopped the Montana from doing what he was doing. As you can see, my next smoke is about to come up, and I'm just like, I was trying to slow down and going, please don't see me. Unfortunately, he did. And luck favored me again, and he decided I wasn't worth it for whatever reason. Maybe his guns weren't loaded, but I was able to take him down. He was trying to end Salty, and didn't need his shell fire combined with the CV is what took Salty down. He still did over 230,000 damage. I'm going to say he did a pretty good game. No complaints. Now we're down to 3-on-3. That is the Des Moines. And you can tell where he is by the LR. I was worried about the airplanes coming in, but I also have the Vlad right there. And it's Vlad that he's trying to kill, not me. And, oh wait, I'm mistaken. He did try and get me. So there is the Des Moines. Currently he's shooting at the Hindenburg. And if you've ever had any doubt of how fast these guns can turn around, you're going to see how fast they can turn around. Because I'm getting all ready to gun him down. Now, I don't know, maybe he was already pre-turning his guns. Let's see. Yeah, they were already center line when I started to shoot at it. I make a little bit of a mistake there, and you'll see the shells go over, and that is what gets me killed. The CV nails me, and then his shells take me out. But that was enough for the win. After that, the Neptune fell to the Hindenburg, and we won the game. We were way up on points. So yeah, don't give up, even when it looks like it's a loss. You never know. Sure, we got lucky, and yeah, just as things lined up, we got the win. Anyways, GG. Hope you enjoyed the video, and you guys have a wonderful day. Till next time.